Best catfished episodes. Hilarious. Fuck Ben.
United States.
He says that he can sing. I think
Are you talking about that purple-haired baddie?
Obsessed.
I have more pictures.
I believe she's a
of
porn
women
star.
from the waist down than I could ever believe.
I don't understand where he comes up with these memories.
She wanted to have sexual intimacy and sexual relations with me. She wants
We'll
to be a
find
woman.
out. We'll find
What's up,
out.
Seekers? Welcome back to another episode of Scamfish, sponsored by SocialCatfish.com.
So they had asked you to do it, but you were scrolling through your phone and you hit like a wiener pic.
They were asking me to get photos of Angel.
I want to help you out.
Hold on.
But like you got
A wiener pic? What kind of wiener pic are we talking about?
to apologize.
Okay, I apologize for bringing up for that. I need to know that where I stand, where I sit, what is going on.
On today's episode, we've been contacted by a woman named Carla on behalf of her friend named Ron. The two have been...
What a great picture they have here for this guy. Honestly, just really great.
best friends for close to 20 years, but their friendship has been ruined by Ron's internet relationships. Let's jump into it. Real quick, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your comment and like could help stop someone from being scammed. Let's get into it. What you say on here can potentially go into the video, okay?
So you're saying I'm responsible for everything?
Oh, this is real. That's what makes it great. Or horrible, however you want to look at it. It is real.
Thing I say.
Sadly.
You're responsible for everything you say, yes.
Hello, Scamfish. My name is Ron.
Hello, Scamfish team. My name is Carla. So I found a friend in Ron.
I'm 67 years old. I'm not a young person anymore. I should know better, but I don't.
Dude, hold on. You know what? In memory of this photo right here, because he looks absolutely zooted out of his mind. The catfish are the, no offense to the other lady, but the catfish are our hotter ladies in the episode. Yeah, so in memory of how absolutely zooted this guy looks, I'm eating edible.
I go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week. I ride my bicycle every single day if I can. When I was in high school, I made first team all-league as a running.
He is apparently being catfished. And the girl that they showed like I said, I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't remember her name. I think it's like Carla or Car something. She is his friend and contacted catfish, social catfish. So she is not involved in the catfishing or being catfished.
Back, I made first team all-league as a catcher. I sang in a church choir. I learned to sing very well. I competed nationally, and I just love to sing. I don't care who I sing in front of. I'll sing in front of the President of the United States. I have no problem with that at all.
In the beginning, I was his go-to person throughout his life, so that friendship has been tested.
And I can take my voice to incredible levels because I've mastered my voice to do such thing. It's like training to be a runner.
I was the one suggested to him that he could sing.
Because there's victory in the Lord.
Oh my god. There is not victory in his singing.
Say
Because he had that radio voice. There's that bass in his voice.
victory in the Lord.
I just said, well, why don't you try doing something? Join a club, sing. You got a good voice.
And don't you go riding on that long black train.
He's
All right. Hold on. Victory in the Lord. Is this the video? I need to hear the actual version.
I heard about it with
I don't feel like this is the song. This is definitely... Is it Long Black Train? Is this it? I think this might be it. Train. Uh-huh.
To be a runner.
I was the one suggested to him that he could sing
Because there's victory in the Lord, I say.
because he had that radio voice. There's that bass in his voice.
Victory in the Lord.
I like that he closes his eyes and he's like summoning the will to sing. He is putting his heart into this singing. Don't get me wrong, it's just not
why
good.
don't you try doing something? Join a club, sing. You got a good voice.
And don't you go riding on that long black train.
He says that he can sing.
That devil, he's a driving that long black train. When I sing, and
I want to hear his rendition of the national anthem, because especially like the Super Bowl. I know everyone always gets mad about it because whoever sings it always drags out the end part. I want to hear his rendition of that.
when I sing really well, there are women who take me home and give me gratuity.
You know, I recognize
Ron, there's no woman taking you home for your singing. What kind of gratuity are we talking about as well, Ron?
early on that he had a short fuse.
They think I'm a toxic person or whatever, which I'm not. I don't hurt women and I don't victimize them.
Ron talks to me about experiences he has with me that's completely manufactured.
I'm not attractive to Carla the way I once was because she let herself get real heavy.
And, I told him I could only be friends.
And even though we're not a couple anymore or do sleepovers together or anything like that,
I don't understand where he comes up with these memories.
Did he call
but
it a
I still
sleepover?
feel, bad that I can't, be with Carla the way we once were and having good times together because I really enjoyed spending time with her.
And he tries to implant and impose them on me. I'm supposed to go along with these lies.
She's not able to take care of herself the way she once did.
I have to excuse him because of his age.
I still, try to look good for my age. I go to the gym and work out.
And then I realized that he was in a bit of trouble.
Here's what got me with online dating was I met ladies on Facebook and my account took off like something like Elvis or Frank Sinatra. I couldn't believe all the women that were there.
Once you add one woman, the floodgates are opened.
I went to his home to fix his desktop computer, and I find that there's explicit photos.
I have more pictures of women from the waist down than I could ever believe.
He's like a clown, like someone that will be a conversationalist.
If they sent me something, they wanted something back for that. And I had to learn how to do all that and take a shot of myself from the waist down and send it to these ladies.
Just his fucking face. I don't want to go looking for his Facebook profile, but I really hope that is his Facebook profile picture.
I learned how to do that.
And I don't know if he's trying to make up for his size.
And they all seem to enjoy and like that.
I think he's a little bit egotistical.
A
But
little.
several of the ladies I
little.
was able to connect to in a way that I saw that these were good, decent people that, actually liked me, were attracted to me. And they would, if I asked them not to shave, they would stop shaving. Their lady part.
I think he's a perfect victim.
And I would tell them that I'm not a young man in my 20s or 30s. I'm over 50. And they didn't seem to mind that because I looked younger than I am.
He's controlled so much by the scammers.
I met her on Facebook.
I think he is obsessed.
Her name is Angel Vasquez with 2 Z's in it. Angel has a kind of
That sounds like the most
figure
stripper
and
name I've
face
ever
to
heard.
die for. She is just gorgeous. She's about 30 years old, and her figure on her is just unbelievable. She's got everything that a man could ever want for, as far as a beautiful lady or whatever. She looks every bit the part. She's a Brazilian beauty. with a Brazilian butt, and that's my weakness. She wanted to have sexual intimacy and sexual relations with me. She wants to be a woman. When I met Angel, we hit it off very
His
good.
fucking face.
And I said, okay, I'm going to drive down to Angel lives in South San Diego, Chula.
Double Z on both parts.
I drove all the way down there to see her in December of this past year.
The family did not know. His son lives with him. He did not know that his dad was in another state.
And then she never showed up. I said, what the heck, How can you do that to me? I mean, I thought we were, good friends. I thought we were having a thing or whatever, and she never showed up. She left me hanging there at a motel, and it hurt me.
In his chat, he's
I never preached to be classy, but a motel? Did he say a motel? I wouldn't have showed up either, even if for the 1 in 8 million chance she was real. I wouldn't have showed up if this guy invited me to a motel. All right, you take me to fucking, the embassy, something, not a fucking travel lodge. Motel 6, yeah. Like, come on now.
people are asking him for money.
The reason why I sent Angel money is she'd lost her job. And I'm not sure exactly what happened to the job. I don't know. She was making all this great money, fantastic money, and it all just disappeared. I'm not sure if she got fired. She never would, actually talk to me or admit that to me, but she needed help. I knew she had a daughter and she needed help, and nobody was there to help her. Both her parents had been killed in a car crash. It was just me. And I felt
Ron.
a responsibility for that. Right or wrong as that may sound, that's just the way I felt. I wanted to help her. And I did.
He was supposed to have gotten a inheritance.
Well, at that time, it worked out so that I got my inheritance for $87,000.
I knew it was going to go into the pocket
I just came into an inheritance. I'm going to send you more.
of the scammers.
Ron has been funding Angel and her daughter's life, but things got even more out of control when she told Ron about her inheritance that she was about to get.
She asked me if I would help her with her inheritance. Now, here's the problem. Angel, to qualify for her inheritance, she's got to be married to a man, and the money must go into the husband's account, which is me. This is where things really go sideways.
Ron doesn't strike me as a man who would get married. He is a lone wolf, flies, single solo. He goes out to the bar every night so that way he can sing and get his womanly gratuity. He would never be tied down to a woman.
And
I don't
it
believe
upsets me
this.
to even talk about this. Now, I paid $1,500 4 months ago to marry Angel.
$1,500 for a marriage license? God damn. I paid like $50, I think. I don't even remember how I definitely didn't pay $1,500. Holy shit.
I have to pay another $1,500 a week ago. We got a marriage certificate, but we never got a marriage license. And in order to be legally married in San Diego, you have to get a marriage license, and you have to prove that you've gotten a divorce. And that never took place with the attorney.
So when I look at him as a person, I see that he is completely lost it.
She swore on her parents that she would not give my bank login to the attorney. She not only did it once
She swore on her dead parents. They're already dead.
with Bank of America, she did it a second time with Citibank. And now both of those accounts are ruined. They're ruined. And do the thing, these are the most dishonorable people in the profession of professional attorneys. I don't like not knowing who these bad people are. I don't like that. That makes me feel worse than a victim.
He was like 4 months behind on his mortgage.
To me, she is real because of the things that she says to me. There's no way that a woman would talk that way to a man unless she were real. She's won my heart. This is a beautiful lady. She can have any man in the world. Once she's got her money, she can have any man in the world she wants.
I said, hey, you're gonna lose your home. These people
I need
are
to know what
gonna
things she said.
suck you dry of all the money that you have. I remember Ron as the person that, to me, was a loyal, committed friend as well. So I think that on that level, we had something in common.
So how long have you and Ron been friends for?
From 2004 to September.
Has he ever exposed himself or sent pictures of himself to anyone that you know of? Is that like a common thing that he does out of
Not
curiosity?
to me, never. I just never experienced that side of him.
A few days before this call with Carla, Brienne and Bree video chatted Ron to pull more information on Angel. When he was scrolling through the chats with him and her, he exposed a photo of himself, but didn't seem fazed by it at all. This was concerning to us. It was a little unclear if he showed the photo on purpose or not.
You know what? I'm done, Brienne.
He
So you're this
100%
angel that
did.
just keeps showing up and helping him out with his computer, his finances, his, whatever. You've been doing it for years and years, and that's just your habit, and you're doing it again with us.
Well, I actually severed ties with him.
So is this like your big "I told you so" to him? Like, you can be honest with me. Okay.
No. I would never rub it in his face or anybody's face.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody.
What's your perfect outcome? Like, if we went through and did this, like, what's your ideal outcome of like, okay, we did this. This is exactly what I hope happens and I want to happen.
Well, I hope that you guys could show him the impact and that he really has people in his life that cares. Believe me, I know his children are hurting, and my voice and my presence here is also another layer of him having good people that he pushed away just for what he's chasing, and he's putting good money after bad money. As soon as the money disintegrates and it goes into the scammers, he's still doing that, and he doesn't realize. Somehow I would like for him to wake up, see what he's doing, stop the bleed.
Our team
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt Carla there. I say, it is so crazy that like you have to approach it with a level of doubt, but also, let's be real here, old men are fucking creeps. If my dad was still alive, I would almost bet when he hit the age of like 60, 70, if he had women adding him on Facebook, he would 100% be a creep with them. And I know plenty of other old men whose computers I've had to help with. I don't doubt it anymore.
decided to move forward with helping Ron after speaking with Carla. We felt that Ron could be a decent guy, but the way he spoke in his initial interview, the image Bree and Brienne saw, and the images that he received from the women that he was speaking with online all added up to a man who was desensitized. Not to mention, he only had 3 photos of Angel, but had hundreds of nude photos of her body. A few days later, we sat down with Ron to go over everything that we had found.
I know a little bit about you and your situation. Why are you wanting to do this? Just help me understand. Like, what problems you want us to help you solve?
Angel has a daughter named Isabella, and their granddaughter has a form of cancer, and I have to give her $10,000 so that she can take her daughter to England to get this and pay for her the daughter's medicine each month. We got married in like May of this year, but the attorney never paid for any of the legal fees. I need to know that where I stand, where I sit, what is going on.
So Carla was concerned about you when we spoke to her yesterday. She feels that you've pushed her away. You know, you guys used to be a lot closer.
Plain and simple.
Because of this relationship, Ron, like, you're pushing other people away.
Well, that's another story. Carla and I used to live together. She lived with me for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. I lived with her for a couple of years. no longer a love interest to me, even though Angel still is.
I struggled a little bit with this interview. I'll tell you why. So Brienne is my wife. Yeah, I know. So you sat down with Bri and you sat down with Brienne. So they had asked you to do it, but you were scrolling through your phone and you hit like a wiener pic.
They were asking me to get photos of Angel, and that was where I had the photos linked up to it because Bri told me.
Yeah, he got the photo of Angel. He took a wiener pic and sent it back to her. I guaranteed that's what happened.
That the photo that I showed him wasn't any good to find me some more photos.
Yeah.
And I completely blanked out that there were some of my photos on there also.
Okay.
So I never showed it a second time.
I want to help you out, but like you gotta apologize.
Okay, I apologize to bring up for that.
Okay.
And I hadn't looked at that website or that actual email or GChat for so long because it's not current. There's a different one that we're using, and I'm trying to in a hurry, and that's how that happened.
Okay, so it was a mistake.
I didn't do it twice. If I'd have done it twice, then you could really be mad at me.
Okay. So I'm gonna have Brienne be in the video with me. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. So Ron, what we're gonna do
At
is
least
we're
he
gonna
didn't
go
do it
through all the
twice.
information and help you understand like what's happening. Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Hi, Ron.
Okay, hi, Brian.
Hi.
The first thing I want to talk about
he
is
remembers
the
her.
state of California conservatorship document that you were sent, right? So Bri, she ran a reverse image search. She was able to see that document where they were symbols that were taken from other documents and photoshopped onto that document. The lawyer and the judge
so blurry.
that you thought you were dealing with are not really part of this.
Where am I sending the money to?
The signature was
To
taken
a
off
scammer.
a real legal document and photoshopped onto this document.
When am I ever?
I couldn't be David in this situation or any situation. I couldn't keep my composure when dealing with someone like Ron here. I couldn't.
I'm gonna get a break.
You sent over a Florida driver's license. So what we had found is this is actually a photoshopped driver's license.
Okay. This looks more like the catfish investigator lady than whatever the fuck the girl's name was. Angel Vasquez. It doesn't even look like her.
We actually found the template for this driver's license, and that's how we were able to distinguish that this was a fake government ID.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know what to say about that. So who is she?
The real identity of Angel
Here you go.
is Angela Jonasson.
There you go. Chat, please. Something Johnston.
Who the heck is that?
She's an adult actress with only.
He's got a Facebook page for you.
Everyone you've been talking to has been using the images of adult film actresses.
Do you know that I have donated 18 gallons of blood to the blood bank in my hometown here? And if I were to be have unprotected sex with either of these gals, I can't be a blood donor no more. That's
First off, what the fuck? Does he think that he's going to catch AIDS the first time he has unprotected sex with a porn star? Is that what he's gathered here from the statement?
something you got to take very seriously.
I think our point is you wouldn't ever get to that point where you would have that relationship with them because you've
Yeah, that
never
too.
been
That
talking
too.
to these real women. You've been talking to scammers who've been using these women's images.
So I'm not talking to Angie Johansson.
No.
No.
I'm talking to somebody using her photo.
Her photo.
He's
her
so
photo.
flustered.
They stole all her photos. They pretended to be her, changed the name, and they've been using him to talk to you this whole time to steal money from you.
You see, no, I can't I can't do that. If you didn't catch it the first time, I'm sorry. You have to go back in the VOD and find it real quickly. Can't do that. Also, I just want to make something clear here. I would never scam someone social catfishing here. But like, these men are so easy to fool. This guy has gotten so many, I'll classify them as nudes, from these catfish that are just taking probably screenshots from porn vids. And he's just believing every single one of them.
Okay, now I gave you guys emails so that you could specifically find out who was behind that email.
With an email address, just so you know, if they're freshly created, there's not going to be information behind those emails. And when Bree looked these up, there was no information behind the emails. And that means that these emails were recently created. The lawyer's fake. The judge is not the judge that signed that paperwork. And Angel is not Angel, right? She's stealing Angela's pictures.
Could Angel be a man?
Angel's probably a man.
Could be.
Well, that won't work.
You're telling me.
If it was a female,
Well,
he was
now
still
I know. God. I go to church on Sunday believing that I'll be protected from things like this happening to me,
gays?
and that didn't happen. That just never happened. I go to church. I go to Catholic Parish Church every Sunday at 5 o'clock. And I always believed that I would be protected.
Well, there's your problem. You're going to the 5 o'clock night service. You clearly are not devoted to Jesus Christ. Amen. Holy name, rest in peace, Father, Pope Francis.
From things like this.
But sometimes, Ron, it's awareness, right? Like, you can go to church, you can pray, you can do all this stuff, but if you proceed with these actions, like, it's going to put you in a situation like technology's not your thing, right?
I admit that. That's my weakest point right there.
Yeah, and because of that, these people are taking advantage of you, Ron.
This is a very common case that we see. Many men online fall for fake profiles of young, hot women.
Quick, chat please, chat
Ron
please.
needed a wake-up call. He took in the information well, but needed to process it. He wanted this to be true not only because he sent close to $100,000 to these fake profiles, but because he was
How
truly
much?
lonely and wanted to prove to his friends truly lonely. Not only because he sent close to $100,000 to
There's
these
no
fake
way.
profiles, but
Oh, yeah,
because
he got
was
the big
truly
inheritance. Never
lonely
mind.
and wanted to prove to his friends and family that this relationship was real.
Okay, so the marriage. I'm not married to Angel. Then did you check out the marriage document?
Angel is an angel. The real person in the image is Angela.
Oh, so I'm not married.
No.
You're not married.
So are you able to ascertain if there is any inheritance that Angel is supposed to receive? There's
No.
This is a facade. This is a lie. The only thing that they are interested in doing is getting access to your money.
He's like pulling at every string, hoping that one of them's still there. One of them's true.
My own family wants to sue me because of the money that I owed. I jeopardized my relationship with Carla.
I think you should apologize to Carla because I think she has a little bit of a chip on her shoulder at this point.
Well, she liked the money that I used to spend on her. I used to take her out for really nice dinners, go out to the movies, and I haven't been able to do that for since December of last year. Everything she said would happen has happened. She told me that they were working in collusion against me.
She wants your friendship back, Ron.
All she needs is a dinner and the newest movie.
There you go.
Like, I think we've had a good conversation here. I'm glad we're able to help you out, right? And I want to give you a little guidance on why this is happening. What happens is when you look at so many nude photos and so much, you start becoming desensitized to this stuff.
I don't do.
Okay, but you have lots of nude pictures that you have on your phone. You're showing your coworkers, your truck drivers, the nude photos. You've admitted to that, right? We've done over 1,000 videos. We have 9 million people a month that come to us, and one of the most common things I've seen myself is that when people are looking at this nude photos like this, they become desensitized. And my recommendation to you is step away from this stuff. This stuff is fake. This is not.
I heard the
life.
truck drivers comment too, and I
built this different reality of what's happening because
I
you're
wasn't
so
sure.
enamored and so you're so into this. You said she was 29 years old. How many times you're walking down the street, you have a hot 29-year-old that walks up to you and says, "Hey, baby, like I want to be your boyfriend."
Well, in the beginning, she told me.
Well, he does go to the bar and sing, and all the 29-year-olds try to take him home. So.
Idea that I need to get married. That was our agreement. I would not steal from her because she said I have the money deposited in your bank account, and I need for you to give me all of my money and not take any of it.
You're in your 60s. It's just not realistic that somebody that's really, truly interested in you and wants you for you is willing to do this. And you have to understand that.
Okay, I've got it now. It's been ingrained in me. It's forced on me. I can now walk away from Angel and say to myself, hey, I don't know who the heck you are. I just feel a sense of relief that I actually know something that I didn't know an hour ago.
I don't feel
That's
bad
great.
for Ron.
All right, well, we're going to stay in touch, though, okay? And
All right,
then if
thanks,
you need
Ron.
anything, let us know, all right?
Okay, thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
However, his internet did crap out there at the end. Ron and Carla still haven't spoken as he focuses on blocking and disengaging from the fake profiles he's been conversing with online. What a guy.